positive album.
You know, and there are a lot of cool songs that are fun, but even though the lyrics are a bit, maybe not.
So this helps, though.
Oh, yeah. Great groove, man. And those horns that Phil just, like, loves those horns. And I love the way Phil does horns, man. Mo Foster on the bass.
Yesterday, I could not believe my eyes, 'cause I've already given all I had to give.
Yeah, really cool.
It's very R&B.
But I remember
Some cowbells or something.
Right.
Metal bells or something.
it's gone, and I gave it all to you. Now I'm living on borrowed time, but it's mine. Oh, do you hear me? I cannot believe it's true. Are you really doing the things you do? No, I cannot believe
The horns is so tight, man.
really you. All these people I'm talking to don't understand, don't seem to realize. They're listening, but they're not hearing me. They're being
It's addictive, man.
to be kind, and the kind of feeling that I had is gone. 'Cause I give it all, it's gone, and I gave it all to you. Now I'm living on borrowed time, but it's mine.
Daryl doing that funk in there.
Oh, do you hear me? I cannot believe it's
Totally. Yeah.
Are you really doing the things
Great
you
groove, man. Great groove. It is a great groove, man.
No, I cannot believe it's you, really you.
I love how the bass and the horns do that.
I keep
Yeah.
on telling myself, I hope I'm gonna wake up. I know it's really happening, and there's nothing that I can say. 'Cause nothing can change all the things that you do to me. Nothing can make me stay.
He's like, I'm really happy that nothing can make me stay.
No, I cannot.
You know, nothing you can do. You've been blaming everything on me, and I hate you, but I'm really happy about it.
I've always ignored the lyrics.
Believe it's you.
I mean, I sing them.
Well, I know. I know, exactly. Me too.
I know it's a
I know it's a crying shame.
It's all the same.
I'm just hating you.
That perfect Motown type atmosphere.
It seems all so
I guess so, yeah.
laid out, but I cannot get through. Never meant it to show. It started happening, that's all you know.
Rich. Saxophone. Who's playing the sax here?
Don Merrick.
Don Lyric?
Merrick.
Myrick.
Myrick.
Myrick. Yeah.
He's with the Phoenix Horns.
Oh, he's one of the Phoenix
Guys,
Horns.
guys that played with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Now I'm living on
Right.
borrowed time, but it's mine. Oh, do you hear me? I cannot believe it's true. Are you really doing the things you do? No, I cannot.
And that's the horn section singing backup.
Really you.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Over and over, I keep on telling myself, I hope I'm gonna wake up. I know it's really happening, but there's nothing that I can say.
Yeah.
'Cause nothing can
That right there,
change
that-
all the things that you do to me. Nothing can make me stay.
Nothing can make me stay because I hate you.
'Cause you know I cannot believe
I love it. I cannot believe it.
Are you really doing?
Are you really doing these terrible things to me?
No, I cannot believe it's you. Really you.
Like that.
Here we go again. Oh, and yeah, Phil and his drum rolls, man.
Yeah.
He is the drum roll master. He's the king, man, of drum rolls.
I didn't realize how much much he was influenced by Ringo Starr until I started reading more about this and listening.
Really?
Yeah, he's kind of got that little shuffle Ringo has.
Huh. I never picked that up. And he writes the horn parts. But he, Phil can't read music, right?
Yeah.
So he would have the Phoenix Horns players came with another cat who was their arranger who would write out the parts for them, and Phil would work with this cat. I can't remember his name. He was essentially part of the band, but not a player. And he would sing what he wants the horns to do. So right here, let's go. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da, bum, bum, ba-da-ba-da-da,
Yeah.
ba-da, ba-da-bum. And so that dude would write it out, transcribe it out, and the horn players would play it, So
When I was reading about these guys, the guy right in front center, Michael Harris, he's the one that's really the responsible guy for the tightness and the real sharp rhythmic parts. Yeah, and the high parts. Yeah, he's the one that's really known for that. Your Don Myrick was the one playing the sax. On sax lead on there. But these guys,
silky. Yep.
These guys joined Earth, Wind, and Fire early on, and were famous for that Earth, Wind, like on September and those songs.
Yep.
Famous for the horn sounds on that, and so.
Well, I mean, at the time, I knew them as the Earth, Wind, and Fire horns or whatever.
Right. Yeah, this Phoenix thing. In fact, you asked me a while ago, did you misspell this? I said, no, that's the way it's spelled.
Right. Oh, that's cool. But so you said that they were actually a kind of an entity before Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Mainly Don. Don was the kind of the ringleader, and Lewis and Ramlee were with Don.
Okay.
And then Michael joined them when they joined Earth, Wind, and Fire. Michael came on with them then. So yeah, they were kind of an entity. So I don't know if they were official members of Earth, Wind, and Fire. I've always thought of that rather than that way.
Well,
but when I read about them, they were jamming before Earth, Wind, and Fire brought them on. So yeah. So
cool.
Anyway, that there,
love those horns.
Yeah,
man.
those horns is a big part of this, theme of this album, and they were on face value too, and everything. I just think it helps.
Big part of it.
I started falling in love with that sound. And that tightness.
Well,
it's that rhythm, man. That just bam, 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 and that stuff, man.
And that Phil is here's what I want them to play. And so it was a team where Phil wanted this to happen. They had the transcriber dude with them, and then they played it, and it was just it fucking worked. And it was. I saw an interview with Hugh Padgham, who was the producer of this album and Phil's first album, and he talked about working with these guys and how at the time horns in music meant that the music was black music, right? And so the fact that that these horns were on this white guy's album, it was pretty controversial, and a lot of radio stations, halted and hesitated playing stuff from Phil Collins' solo albums with these horns because they were like, "Well, this is black music. I don't play black music on my radio station," So,
you mentioned Padgham. Was an engineer, I think, on a lot of the earlier Genesis stuff. No.
He worked at Virgin Records. What was the big Virgin Records studio out there in the country?
At the Manor, at Oxford Manor.
Yeah, at the Manor.
But he worked at Townhouse here too before then. So you see the picture there? That's the rock studio at Townhouse. That
and that's
was
in
famous.
London.
Yeah, and that was and that's part of a drum room too. So it's famous for the drum sounds there.
Yes.
But he worked with so many. You see the other picture there. He's with Bowie. We already talked about
Bowie.
An XTC band. We worked with XTC on earlier XTC stuff.
Drums and Wires, Black Sea, English Settlement.
Right.
Yep.
So the guy's done
Genesis,
so many things. Yeah.
Big guy, big producer, and really cool guy. I loved that interview.
Worked with the Police on Ghost Machine. Synchronicity. Yep. So major producer.
Yeah,
and
he's really
famous
guy.
for the drum sound. Because he worked with, he was an engineer. That's what I was trying to say. He was an engineer. And Steve Lillywhite was a producer for Peter Gabriel albums, the third album.
The Intruder.
And the big drum sound that became famous on In the Air Tonight. And that first sound you heard, I know you said it wasn't gated, but it's still that same kind of drum sound in a sense.
Up front, really cool, clean. Well, I mean, just a really he was able to pick up some really cool drum sounds, right? And he of course invented that gated drum sound that became the sound of the drum sound of the 80s.